Yo, what is going on? If you're new around here, my name is Luke. Uh, 12 years pro athlete, now retired from that, took a break, have been traveling the last 3 or 4 years, and I love creating value and inspiring you all to kind of just let you all know what's possible. And on that note, I want to say thank you so much to all of you who tune into the replay, who leave me comments. Special shout out to Dom. Dom, you're always here. You're always commenting. You're one of my favorite people. What's going on, everybody else too? And by the way, I want to post a little gift that I have for everyone here. Well, it's kind of a gift, but it's all the books that I've ever written. I just decided to make them all like the lowest price I could on Amazon. So all the books that I've ever written on Poland, on life lessons I learned from my dog, on creating content, I just decided to make them all like 99 cents for everyone to be able to like learn something and get value from it. And I just want to be really a source of not only inspiration for you all, but just like I say, letting you all know it's possible. And today, want to jump real quick. Oh, Don, let me answer your question, man. You're one of my favorite people. You going back to basketball? Still thinking about it, actually, to be honest with you. I'm still training. I have a lot of training to do to get back into shape for the season, but it's definitely a possibility since I've been doing CrossFit. A lot more in shape than I was a year or 2 years ago. So definitely a possibility. Today, I want to start with how I made my first $1,000 on YouTube. A lot of people are always asking me about money and how to make money on YouTube and all this. And I just learned a lot of things along the way because as I grew and even started to make more money, what I did had to evolve a little bit. What got me to the first 100 subscribers wasn't the same thing that got me the first 10,000. And even though my channel is not growing so much now, the strategies that are in place are still there and still allowing me to sustain it. So there's a little bonus. Before I tell you how I made the first 1,000, I want to tell you how I made the first 100. And that was just pumping out a lot of bad content. A lot of bad content. So to get to the first 100, it just because you don't know what you're doing. And it's true of any business, you all. When you're starting something and you have no idea, I'm supposed to be recording this for my other people in my other groups. Here we go. Okay, so when you're starting to create content, you don't know what you're doing. So it's always going to feel weird. You're always going to feel like this is horrible. I don't want to put this out, but you just have to do it. I remember my idea was like, I'm going to put out 25 pieces of content, 25 videos that I edited. For you, it could be blogs or maybe books or written out things or audios, 25 podcasts. And I was like, then I'll get the hang of it. And I can remember when I was on vlog 25, I still hadn't made any money. So I hadn't made any money. And it had been about 4 months. So after 4 months, I had not made any money, but I was putting in about 5 to 8 hours a day editing and filming because the learning curve isn't there. So anytime you start something new, because you don't know what you're doing, it's always going to take you longer to do what someone who's been doing it for a long time takes them maybe 10 minutes to do. So that learning curve it matters a lot. So for me, the first 100 as a bonus, like I say, was just pumping out a lot of content, a lot of bad content. That will be the advice that I give to anyone starting out. But for how I made it to my first 1,000, to give you context, to get to my first $1,000 on YouTube, probably took me about almost like a year. Like, no joke, like literally took me a year. I don't know why these dogs are going crazy. They've been quiet all day. It literally took me almost a year because back then, all I knew was AdSense. And I wasn't getting the views long enough. For you guys who are new around here, you get paid on YouTube based on the views. So now they've changed it. Now you have to have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time. But when I started, you only had to have 100 subscribers. That was it. So even with the 100 subscribers, like the race was on. I was like, I need 100 subscribers so I get monetized. And I remember rushing through that. It took me about 3.5 months to get it. And my friends got it in like 3 or 4 days. But the fact was, to get that to that first 1,000, it took me a long time of just putting out content. And once I crossed that first 1,000, I learned a lot that I didn't carry on next. Because I think when you're starting out with something new and you're on like a new project and you're on and anything that you're new on, there's a question that you're going to ask yourself when you go into it. Okay. So for me, the question I ask myself is, what's a fun way to do it? Like I wanted to have fun doing it. A lot of you guys want to create content, even so you guys want to start your own businesses on the side. Like I got that from Russell Brunson or Branson, Russell Branson. And it's like, is it going to be fun? So for me to get to the first $1,000, I was like, I want to have fun because I got to the first 100. It took me a few months, but then I was like, I want to find a way to have fun doing this. So I found a way that was sustainable. If you guys looked, I made videos just talking in front of the camera like I am now, but it wasn't fun for me back then because I was on the move a lot. I was traveling a lot. I didn't really have a place where I could film, didn't have the equipment. So in my brain, my first thought was like, well, I need to find a way that's fun. And if I could put something in your mind, some of you guys are looking for ways, businesses, all this kind of stuff, like what's going to be fun? Because if I hadn't found a fun way to do it, I couldn't have kept doing it. Because what people see is they see the 10-minute video, the 20-minute video, but they don't see the 6 hours of editing, the 3 hours of editing, the feeling lost while you're editing, the feeling tired, not finding a place with fast Wi-Fi, sitting in a cafe for 3 hours, waiting for something to upload after you've already uploaded for 4 hours. There are all these things that went through my mind that I have to realize, like, how can I make this fun? So if I have to give you a piece of advice for any side hustle or anything you're starting, if you're doing it for the money, a lot of times that'll burn out quick. And then once you start to make money, what can happen is you lose the love for it, which loses that energetics of what you're doing. And then it really becomes just like another job. And the one thing that I wanted to not do when I was on YouTube is I never wanted to burn out. I was thinking of my YouTube channel 10 years down the line, not a year from now. Even now, I would stop doing it. Now I'm like, my views are going down. It's not growing. So what's the point? But thinking like 8, 10, 15 years down the road, how valuable it will be is something that kind of fueled me. And always finding based on what I am and where I am in my life, what is fun for me? So it's like, you got to ask that question a few times, because what's fun for you in one part of your life, when you evolve, maybe it's not as fun for you in the next stage. And keeping that in mind really helps. But let me just answer some quick questions. Let's say that tomorrow you wake up and learn that your bank account is at $1 million. What would you do in the first place? I probably would find a place to give away more of it. It's so funny you asked me that question, because I find that is a great question to tell where you're at in your life as far as being satisfied. If I got $1 million, honestly, at this point in time, I don't know so much would change. I mean, I don't know if I'd upgrade where I lived, honestly. I don't know if I probably wouldn't even buy a new motorcycle. I honestly would probably get a gift for my partner, maybe get some gifts for my family, maybe, but not too much would change, honestly. I don't want to talk about it publicly on here, but any of you guys who have been in my group coaching or one-on-one coaching, you know of some of the crazy success that I had, like with Dogecoin, for example, like 40xing the money that I had in there. And that's the thing that really changed me, or I thought would change me, and it didn't. Making a big amount of cash in one day, nothing really changed. I think that's like the illusion. They act like you're going to get all this money and then it's going to change. I can tell you right now, like nothing changes. Just on a private note between me and you, and some transactions that I've had in the past, there's been days where it's been multiple, when there's been literally 4-figure days and 5-figure days that I've had in some of my businesses, and nothing changed. Like literally nothing changed. Nothing. And I think so many times we think that it's going to change, but why would it? Like, if you're happy where you are, more doesn't make you happy. I tell a lot of people to be very transparent. Like in Bali, I lived in a pretty huge villa, like a $3,000 a month villa in one of the villas. Another one was $1,800. Another one was $1,200, which is expensive for there because you can find them for $400 there. But we got them on a discount for like $1,500. But it was really like an expensive place, and I filmed when I lived there. And now I'm in Mexico, and one of the main places that I stay at, like I call it like my man cave, but I spend some time here as well. I pay like $90 a month for it. $90 a month. And if I have to compare myself to how happy I am here in this $90 a month apartment in Mexico versus how I felt in a $3,000 apartment in Bali with a pool and full-time kitchen staff and all that, like, honestly, I feel better here. I feel better here because there's a lot less maintenance, a lot less things I have to worry about. Now I can just take off for 10 days and not worry about, well, I'm paying such and such a day for that place, so do I want to leave it that much? So the happiness wasn't really, the values didn't change so much for me with money. So that's a great question. So on my way to the first $1,000 on YouTube, the one thing I really want to do is I wanted to find a way to keep it fun. And I think that that's something that people lose. Like, you have to find a way to keep it fun. Find me something that you stick with forever that you don't find a way to make it fun. Because I think one of the greatest gifts, and I think this is a gift that I have, and I had it because I was ignored so much growing up and made fun of in school, so I had to find my own way to have fun, is I didn't always do what I loved, and I often didn't have a chance to do what I loved. A lot of times my parents didn't want me to play different sports and all this kind of stuff. They wanted to keep me safe, so I couldn't do what I loved. So I had to find a way to love what I was doing. And I think when you could find a way to love what you're doing, find a way to have fun with what you're doing, which is what a child does. Give a child 3 pieces of paper and tell them they can't move for 10 minutes. They'll find a way to have fun with those pieces of paper, whether it's balling it up, throwing it against the wall. So for me, when I was growing and trying to get to that $1,000, I remember just trying to figure it out. Like, I didn't have people helping me. I just wanted to create content and have fun. I said, forget the money will come. The money always comes when you're creating impact. I promise you. Like, I promise you, like, it goes to money. And there's been times when it's been really close where I was like, I've never been on like a paycheck to paycheck, but I was like worried, like, yo, in 3 months, if I don't make any money, like, this is not going to be good. This is not going to be good. I have no problem sleeping on the street, hammocking. I have no problem with any of that stuff, but like, I want to have money to help impact people, especially back then. And my mindset was like, I need to find a way to keep this fun. And I need to find a way to have a bigger impact on people. Like, you can't doubt the power of your impact. For example, some people who see my channel and see that my views are down and that like my subscribers are going down, like, there was a time when I stopped making vlogs like a few months ago, that every time I made a video, a live like this, I would lose a bunch of subscribers every time, every single time. But like, I believe in what I'm doing. Like, I believe in this. I believe that it's going to change people's lives more than an entertaining video of me at the waterfalls is going to do it. You know, and I think at the end of the day, when I was going to that first 1,000, I just believed in it so much. I believed in what I was doing so much, despite what anyone else told me. If you guys are in my group coaching that I have, we just started the first session today. We do the first, second, and third of every month. We're talking all about intuition. And one of the things that we talked about in the group coaching this morning was like, when I wanted to leave basketball, everyone who knew me was like, you shouldn't do it. What if you don't find another job? What if you run out of money? People kept asking me all these questions, but it's like, yo, this is what my heart wants to do. My soul wants to do it. And when my soul wants to do something, how do I ignore that? Like, I can bury it down, distract myself. But at the end of the day, when you don't listen to your soul, the rotting of yourself starts from an inside out. And I truly believe that. Like, I believed in it. Like, what people don't understand is that I'll do this when I talk about in the next video, it'll be my first $10,000. And to give you guys perspective on how the mindset shift changed. But I believe that if I stopped playing basketball, I ran out of money. I was like, there's no way. I was like, I know I have people who are, I get goosebumps talking about it. I said, I know I have people who watch my channel. If I ask them, because I truly needed money to keep on pursuing this dream that I have, they would support me. Like, I just believed in it. I truly believed in it 100%. And I think when you're doing something, having that conviction and that belief, it allows you to show up in a different way. But like I say, that first 1,000, I wanted to find a way that was fun. So I just pumped out content, creating vlogs. Like, I just went random places just to film there. And that was it. Because I was like, I want to film all this. I don't know how long I'm going to have this in my life for. I don't know how long I'm going to want to make videos for, but I want to make it today. Some of you guys, you want to get in shape, but you're not really in shape. But there's days when you feel really excited that you want to go run and you don't like running. There's days when you feel excited of going to the gym, even though you don't like the gym. Go on those days, because the energy you have on those days can propel you for the days when you don't really show up the best that you can. So for me, the first 1,000 was really, number one was having fun. Like, asking yourself, what is a fun way I could do it? What's a fun way that I could do it? If I wasn't going to get paid at all, how would I do it? Where can you line those up? Like, I create content. Like, I think I remember there was a time there was a huge influx in my income from money I was making on YouTube and money I was making coaching people. And what I made in 1 hour coaching people was how much I made in 1 month creating content on YouTube. But I never stopped creating content on YouTube. This was a time when I was in Bali towards the end before I was leaving. And it was just like, but I love doing this. Like, I believe in the impact that this is going to have a year from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, when my kids look back on this, like they can see all this stuff and learn and watch as I evolve. Because a lot of things I talked about in the beginning, I have a different belief system now. I look at money way different now. I was so scared of talking about money before, because anytime I talked about money, people came on and kept saying all this, like almost like trash talk to me. As a content creator, especially, we'll talk about this in the next video, but when I wanted to sell something, I created like a vlogging course, or I created a course out of wanting to help people. And I remember back then I sold it for like $10, and people were like, why are you trying to sell us stuff? And I'm just like, I'm trying to make a living. Like, I give all, you don't pay to watch me, go watch someone else. I don't care. Like, and that's how I was in the beginning, because I had to think like that, because it was just like, I had all these people, all these things coming in of people like, why are you doing this? Why are you talking about money? Why are you trying to ask us to donate to you? Why are you? And it's just like, is that too much? And it was a point where I just really wanted to just stop making videos. I just wanted to walk away. And I hadn't made $1,000 yet. I hadn't made any real money yet. And even though I had this other belief, this second belief was like, I'd prefer to make $1,000 doing what I love than $2,000 doing something I hate. Like, that's just what I believe, especially if there was a big time difference. If it took 12 hours to make it, but it only took me 2 hours to do it having fun. And I just really, truly believed in that. So getting to that first 1,000 was, number one, was having fun. And really, truly, number two was really believing in what I was doing. Because people are going to talk you. People, you got to understand, there's people who let other people talk them out of their own idea. That talk them out of their own idea, an idea that could change so many people's lives. You have an idea, you have something in your mind you want to do, and you're telling it to other people, and you're letting them talk you out of it. Except YouTube is different, because you're putting that idea in front of people and everyone can see. Everyone saw that I only was getting 4 or 5 views every video. So it's easy for my friends, my teammates at that time to be like, what are you wasting your time doing it for? But you have to believe in it deep down. And not knowing what I'm doing, not knowing any strategy, it was just like, I'm going to put out as much content as I can. If I can put out 5 a week, that's great. Once I do 5 a week, let's try to put out 6 a week. If I can do 6 weeks, try to put out 7 a week. Now let's scale down to 6, but let's raise the quality. And I just played around with that to get the first 1,000. And this was before any sponsorships, this was before anything. So that's kind of like the low cut way of my thinking to get the first 1,000. And I'll make maybe a video tomorrow or something talking about, I'll probably go up to like 10,000. I'll say how I made the first 10,000, and hopefully some of the strategies that I did, because it actually required, I needed help to get there. That was the difference between 0 to 1,000. I didn't need any help. I didn't have to have any links. I didn't have to sell anything. AdSense would eventually get me there. But going to 10,000 and then scaling that and doing all that took something different. But just wanted to share that with you, because I feel like there's a lot of people out there who are getting discouraged, and understand that I was starting my YouTube channel at the same time as a lot of people, and they made a lot more money than I did, and they had reached a lot more people than I did. And then they kind of just stopped. And I built it in a way that was always fun for me. And like I say, fun changes as you change. So if you're trying to have fun the same way you did 5 years ago, and it's not having that same impact, then it probably means you need to relook at what your definition of fun is. You know, the easy example that I give, and I do this in coaching and I do this with clients, is when I was traveling in summer. So as a pro athlete, I had 3 months free. And those 3 months free during the off season, I spent 2.5 of them just traveling nonstop. Now, what you didn't see in the vlogs was I went out every single night. So my basic schedule was wake up around 10 a.m., finish editing the vlog finish around 12 or 1 o'clock p.m., walk around filming, exploring, talking to people all day until around 7 p.m., go home, edit a little bit, cut up everything from the vlog at least until 8, eat some food at 8, sleep at 9, wake up at 11 p.m., get ready to go out, party all night, come home at 6 and sleep from 6 to 10. And that was my day. Like every single day for like 3 months or 2.5 months. Then I have to go home and train. But every single night I was going out and I was having a great time and partying with people. And that was what was so fun for me. But the second that I got home, the second I flew into the States and I saw my niece, and time she was like 5, 6 years old, like fun changed in a heartbeat. Fun meant giving me a Barbie. She usually gave me the Ken doll, not even the black one. She gave me the white Ken doll. And that's who I was. And I played on the living room floor with her for hours. Because when I was at home, fun changed for me. Fun wasn't partying all night. Fun wasn't wasting my time, or it felt like a waste of time, just going out, walking around all day. And I think anytime that you try, let me see if I can throw my pillow and close the door. Oh, the dog's outside. Better. I think anytime that you try to replicate something you did in the past and you've outgrown it, you're always going to have pain. If you don't believe me, if you're in your 20s, go back 10 years ago and try to put on a pair of shoes that you wore when you were 10 years old. It's a very similar thing, very similar energy. You have to understand that fun evolves just like you evolve. You can't evolve as a human and then still have the same fun. You can find fun in this doing something similar, but that energy sometimes changes. And one of the biggest things even now, like making vlogs are fun. I still like it. I still will have some videos coming out. I'll probably get back to making the vlogs I used to make before sometime in the future. But right now, that's not the fun thing for me. Fun for me now is just riding on my motorcycle without having to film anything and just letting thoughts come to my mind and ideas and creativity and thinking of better ideas that I can do and things that I can talk about. So here's something that I'm really passionate about, and really getting people to really look deep within themselves, not just think that travel is just fun and games and filming and beautiful, and just like how social media has made it. Because without kind of the mental side of it, traveling can be really lonely and scary, and you can travel for 10 years and never leave an impact anywhere except the people who you met, which is fine. But if there's a way that you can leave a legacy after you're long and gone, why wouldn't you want to do that? So yeah, that would be it. But I'm gonna get to any questions real quick before I get off here. I'm going for a ride right now. It's a beautiful day today. It's been raining the last few days. So I'm actually practicing my motorcycle skills on dirt and in the mountains and on rocks. So wish me luck. But let's see, any other questions? Hello from Kyiv. Hello, Privit. Jak sprava? Jak sprava? Recently, I have been thinking of people you got rich and became monsters. People who, yeah. I think people don't get rich and become anything else. I think they just become more of themselves. From the people who I've been around, they've been the same. Like, especially in Bali, because I was alongside a lot of people, especially in crypto. And that's when everything kind of went really well. And I got to see people who were kind of rude. Once they had made like $20,000 in a day from Dogecoin or other things that we were on, they weren't more rude. They were just the same rude. They just had more money to be rude with. You know, like I had really, really good days. And like there was a 2-day period in 2021 that I made more money in 2 days than I made in the previous 2 years combined. And the first thing I did when I did that, and if you guys have took any programs back then that I was running, I talked about it. But the first thing that I did was, instead of like going out and feeding the people of Bali, I went to the families that I would feed, especially in Ubud. If you guys go by the Maybank in Ubud, you guys know that those families that sleep out there. And I was able to take them all into the supermarket and just say, get whatever you want. Because I just became more of who I was. That's it. That's really the only thing. You just become more of who you are. So if you're an anxious person, this is almost turning into a masterclass. You guys can join my free school, and I talk a little bit about this, and then you can upgrade to the group coaching, which is paid. But you become more of who you are when you have more money. So you have to understand, if you're an anxious person right now, if I give you $180,000 right now, you're just going to be more anxious. That's it. Like if you're not trusting of people and you get more money, you're just not going to trust any people more, because now you're going to be thinking of people who are going to take the money from you. You're going to be like, I'm telling you, I promise you guys, take it from me. Take it from me, who I've done very well for myself. And at the same time, I've struggled a lot. I know what it's like to travel and see the money. It's running out soon. Like, I've been there and I felt it. And I didn't know what to do. I talked about it when I made videos back then, right when in 2020, like everything stopped. Like my YouTube dropped to like, I was making like $50 a month or something like this. And it was just like you become more of who you are. That's all I can say. I became more hungry. I want to help more people. And you have to understand in life, two things are happening at all times. You're either satisfying a desire that you have, or you're increasing a desire that you have. Those are two things that are happening all the time. If you want to travel and make money, and right now you're not making money, if you're not traveling, you're not satisfying a desire. What you're doing is you're increasing the desire you have to do it. And don't doubt the power. Do not ever doubt the power of a very strong desire. It's why when you can really get your mind focused on this is happening for me and it's increasing my desire, I want this so bad, I promise you guys, you'll be able to do whatever it takes. New ideas will come to your mind. You'll start to spend your money investing in things that will help you get it more because you want it more. You know, I gave away some clarity calls. And by the way, I'll give away 2 on this live session. I'll give away 1, not 2. I'll give away 1 clarity session. Just the first person who emails me and says clarity session, emails in the description, I'll give it to you for free. It's a free one-on-one coaching session I do. And I have an offer at the end of it if it feels like a good fit. But I was on a call with someone, and I got on a call with somebody and to discuss like what they wanted in life. They were very unhappy. They were over 50 years old, and they really were kind of lost. And I was talking to them, and I was like, yeah, you know, this, and this, and this, and this. And I told them the price. I was like, you know, I can help you out to get there with what you want. I've done what you wanted, and I've done it a long time ago, and I'm still doing it now. So I can help you. I can help you get through it. And the thing was, they were like, you know, Luke, I can't really afford that, you know? And I was like, okay. And I have grants. So my coaching. So this was like a $7,000 offer, and they couldn't do it. So I gave them a grant. Some people apply to grants. So they got less than 50% off, and they had the money, but they just weren't ready. Their desire wasn't there yet. I stayed on the phone with them an extra 30 minutes, more than I ever do. But I was like, you know, I believe in this person and I know that they can help, but I don't want to push them through the door. I want them to actually choose to consciously walk through this door because they believe in what's on the other side. But their desire wasn't strong enough yet. They had sent me a long, heartfelt email, which made me feel like it's why I gave them that offer. But some people's desire just aren't there. And what that did at the end of that call, like I could feel how much it would have changed their life if they didn't do it. It just increased my desire to want to help other people. It increased my desire to look at what that person struggled through. It made me think of, I need to be more clear with my message. I need to pick more people who are qualified. It happened for me. Like everything is happening for you, my friends. I promise you. And the second you change that, that's when everything starts to change, okay? But let me get to some of these comments so I can get off here because I'm going to go for a motorcycle ride. You're planning to travel. What's up, Nikki? How you doing? Great to hear from you. Been a long time. Great to hear from you. Hey, Luke, I'm planning to travel to Warsaw, Latvia in August for a minimum of 3 months. Amazing. Enjoy it. Travel addiction, what's going on? Hi, Luke, enjoy your Poland vlogs. Yes, I can't wait to be back in Poland. Waiting for everything to kind of just chill out. And then I want to spend some time with my family. And then I'm working on some projects here in Mexico, actually, by the way. So I have to stay here for a little bit to make sure they get started the correct way. And then we'll do some traveling. You admire my passion for life and being able to be persistent. Absolutely. That's what it's about, my friend Don, about being persistent. But you have to believe in something that other people can't see. That's it. At the end of the day, that's it. I have literally a tattooed on my wrist. You probably can't see it, but it says faith. And faith is, can you keep sprinting when the distance is unknown? That's $1 million question. Is 26 a good age to travel as well? I know from my hometown, people, when they hit their mid-20s, start to feel old, but I feel it's vice versa. I think any age is good to travel. I don't think there's an age that's not good to travel. at 26. I think in your 20s is better, possibly. Every situation depends. I mean, in your 20s, you can mess up. In your 30s, you can still mess up. You can be 35. Now, I think it depends a lot on guys and girls. I think for females, personally, I think under 33 is good, because I think of like family, and if you decide like I want to stop traveling and I actually want to have children, because in Bali, I got to see a lot of women who are very successful, but they're 38, 39, they're single, they're close to being millionaires. I met some who were millionaires. They have this business. And I always thought in my mind, like, did you not want a family? Like, you can make money at any time in your life, anytime. Like, I'm proof. Like, last year, I did better than I did in the previous 3 years of my life. Like, and I got lucky on 2 different things that brought that in. And I always think about that. Like, you can travel at any time. If the money is the thing that's stopping you from doing what you really want, you forget that the time you don't get back, the money you can make at any time. So I think 26 is a great age to travel for anybody. Under 30, of course, I think you should. So that way you're not sitting. Someone left me a comment, and it bothered me for a little bit. I think I'm gonna make an entire video on it. They left me a comment on my last video, and they were like, Luke, you charge $5,000 for a coaching package, and we just pray for you because your views are down, your subscribers are down, and and I hope you do better so you don't have to go home and work at Home Depot and work part-time at the YMCA coaching children. And that just hit me. So I don't know why that bothered me. And comments never bothered me, but that bothered me for probably like 10 minutes. Like, I was eating dinner when I read it. I should never have done that. I didn't ruin the dinner, but it was on my mind. And I just kept thinking, like, what is it in our society that makes it so horrible to just work a normal job and just to be simple? Like, when did happiness start to be defined by how many countries you visited and how many followers you have and how many social media platform accounts do you have and how much money do you make? Like, when did we start to measure things like that? And when did people become such a shame? Because I actually wrote them a comment back, because I was like, what's so bad about that? Like, just a few months ago, I was thinking that I should just go back to the States, because the most I've been with my family in the last 15 years is 6 weeks. I haven't stayed home more. And I was like, why don't I go home for 2.5 months? My business only requires me to really work a day a week. And why don't I just work I was like, let me just get a normal job somewhere. Let me just get a normal job, work somewhere, meet people, integrate in life. I've never worked a job before, and build up some good habits, help some people. And then if I want to leave, I can always leave. Like, and I was like, when did that get pushed as this horrible thing? Like, you're just this side or this side. You're a digital nomad or you're not, or you're making your own business or you don't. Like, 80% of the millionaires who were made last year and the year before and the year before all worked for somebody else. So like I was like, when did that change for people? Like, don't get it confused. Like, take it from me. I've been living overseas for 15 years. I've left the States. And trust me, if you're just traveling to travel, it gets old. I'm sorry to say, I hate to burst your bubble, but if you've never traveled before, maybe you could do 2-3 months. But once you cross the 4, 5, 6 month mark, you need to feel like you have some purpose. You're contributing to society. Or else, trust me, mojitos on the beach get old after like 3 days. Ask anyone, find anyone on Instagram who's in Bali right now and ask them how it is having a coconut on the beach and how often do they do it? Because no one's on the beach, I'm telling you, from about 9 a.m. to about 3 p.m. No one's on the beach except surfers, because it's super hot. You have to find something else to contribute to society, or else you feel this emptiness, especially if you love to help people. And I know that anybody who watches my channel and is still here now, who shows up to these live sessions, who watches the replay, every single one of you all is somebody who desires to help other people. You desire to help other people. So you have to think about this. Like, don't let people don't look at me and just be like, I want to just full-time travel like him and whatever. Like, do it because it will make you happy. Like, for me, what makes me happy, if you want to get into my mind, is just being around people who are different from me. It's why, like, I can live in a place, like I'm in Mexico, I have a motorcycle, I can go wherever I want. I can do anything I want right now, but I love being where I am and I'm happy where I am. And what is wrong with that? What is wrong if I never want to make another YouTube again and I just want to live my life and be happy with my partner, be happy with my children, be happy with my family? What if that's what I want? Why? What makes people think that they're losing? Like, don't get fooled by society and what people are pushing to you and what ads are pushing to you. Find out what makes you happy and try to do it as long as you can. Learn how to do it, master it, teach it to other people, and charge people for it. People ask me, why do I charge money for it? Because I know how to help people find what makes them happy. I know 90% of the people who I jump on a call with who want coaching sessions and want to do it, we have an interview process first. I know 90% of them don't know what they want. I know 90% of them can't tell me in 20 seconds 5 things that make them happy. These are facts from calls that I do with people every single week. I know that most of them, they struggle with anxiety, but most of them have just been fighting alone their whole life. 90% of the people that I work with, they've been fighting alone their whole life. It's all they know. And I know all these things because I was there. And I know when you fought all your life, it's hard to surrender. It's hard to ask for help. You were raised in a place that you were not, it wasn't okay for you to ask for help. You had to be the strong one. You had to be the person who showed no emotion, who was there for everybody else, who put yourself last. You became a master people pleaser because of it. Like, I know these things when I work with people. So when people come to me and they're a little lost, I understand people. I got you. But don't let people talk you into thinking your life has to be a certain way because you don't know their whole life. All you see is a picture. That's it. You see a picture of a beautiful woman in a bikini with a coconut on the beach. I lived in Asia. I've seen that in Thailand. I've seen it in Vietnam. I've seen it in Bali. And you know what the reality is? The reality is I'm sitting in the shade usually having a coconut watching the sunset, and they're out there for about 30 to 45 minutes taking pictures, not even drinking the coconut. And then when it finishes, they walk away and try to look through 200 pictures to post the best one, and then they feel alone inside and feel more empty. And the only way they can fill themselves up is to go back to the beach and do it again the next day. And then it doesn't, after a while, it just doesn't hit the same. And then these people are really sad. But you look at the picture, we look at the picture like they have the most beautiful life, when that's not true at all, guys. You have to understand, when you look at someone, you're seeing a snapshot. That's all you see. Like, that's all you see. Every single one of you watching this has times when you have a stomach ache and you're sitting on the toilet and you just can't go, and you're pushing and pushing. You're probably sweating and you're stressing, trying to go to the bathroom, and you just doesn't come out, and your face looks horrible. You may be wearing a mask. You're like, why am I wearing this mask in this toilet? Take it off. And you're sitting there. Like, it happens to everyone. But somehow we've made it so some people that doesn't happen to. They just have the most beautiful life, the most beautiful marriage, the most beautiful thing. Like, don't be fooled. Don't be fooled. Like, I'm going to have another talk that I come out and I'm going to talk about this because I have friends, people who have millions of dollars. I'm talking about millions of dollars. I've been out with them. I know they can spend $7,000 on a meal and pay for everyone and not even care about it. But there's millionaires who are depressed out there. And I don't think people understand that. There's people who have millions of dollars and they're depressed. I don't think you guys understand that there's people out there who, before they go into work, they sit in their car, they look in the rearview mirror, they turn it so they can see themselves, and they just look at themselves. They take a couple deep breaths. They sit in silence for a second. They put their head down. They look back at the mirror. They face the mirror back. They open their car door and they get out to go to a job that they do not like. That's the reality. And they're the same ones that are on vacation snapping pictures like everything's fine. Don't be fooled. There's people who finish work and before they drive home, they drive an extra 10 minutes, not going anywhere, just to drive around because they don't want to go home. That's the reality. That's the truth. That's the truth. And the more you can understand that, you need to find what makes you happy. Find what makes you happy. My first $1,000, to wrap it back, my first $1,000 on YouTube became because I wanted to find a way that would make me happy. How can I share and inspire people today that would make me happy today? Now, I just had a bad basketball game. I played horrible. What would feel better for me today? Would it be sitting in front of the camera talking, or would it be better for me to go for a walk or go to another city and film? What was a better way that I can inspire today that feels fun for me today? Guys, don't be so gullible to what you see. Like, I remember my dad would tell me all the time, like, believe half of what you see, none of what you hear. Like, and I think so many times what you guys need to do, I made it in the vlog. I don't know, some of you guys can maybe find it. I was sitting in Paris at the Louvre, and I just sitting there shooting a time lapse, and I just was watching people. And I watched people, everyone did this. I'm gonna show you exactly what everyone was doing. This is what everyone was doing. That's what everyone was doing. And you gotta be kidding me. And that's the picture that you behind your office or traveling or sitting at home by yourself, you look at and you want to be like them because they look so happy there. When the reality was they looked down at themselves and they just walked off slowly. Like, life has to be something more than that, guys. Like, it has to be more. Like, there's no way that can be it. There's no way you can just travel full time and be happy. If that was it, everyone just quit their job and just travel, live on the street homeless. Who cares? You don't need money to travel. All you need is courage. That's it. Pack a bag, sell all your stuff, have $300 in your pocket, walk around, create content saying, I'm homeless, can I stay with someone, and film them. And whatever you want to do, there's creative ways you can do it. But don't be fooled, okay? That was a little bit off topic because I'm passionate about that. I love helping people with that. But yeah, let me get through the, go through some of these comments and I'm gonna get off here. I got to go ride my motorcycle before it gets too hot. Thanks for the positive words. My pleasure, William. My pleasure. Hello, привет, Ukraine. I love you. I don't know how to say it in Ukrainian, but I know how to say it, kohamchi. I know how to say it in Polish, and a lot of people in Ukraine, you guys speak the same language. You understand. Every message will be worth my attention. I feel trying to strengthen where I'm so glad, Don. Thank you. I appreciate it. This is good. Growth includes everything, including changing what we desire. Absolutely. You get more clear on your desire. That's the thing. Like, everyone wants very similar things. We just find different ways to get it. So if we want to feel important in life, there's different things that we can do to fulfill it. Like, guys, if you're not in my free school, guys, get in my free school. I talk all about this kind of stuff and it really help you because I break it down even more. And whenever you guys are ready, and by the way, I put a link because I made all my books on Amazon. I want to make them the lowest price possible so everyone could have access to them. It's 99 cents now, guys, for every book that I've ever written, because I have a new book coming out, which is talking all about this. I promise you, it's like a guide to life that is everything that's created me. And everything I'm talking here is in there, broken down, so simple. Take you less than an hour probably to read the book. Yeah, everything changes. Like, everyone needs to feel important in life. But here's the thing. You could feel important by going around and doing good deeds for people. You could feel important by being a good husband or wife or a good mother or father, brother or sister, son or daughter. But you also could be important by going around and threatening people everywhere, holding a knife to somebody. That would make you pretty important for them because they know that you could kill them. So that's kind of like, you just find different ways that fulfill your needs that allow you to get what it is that you want. But 90% of people don't know what they want. And of them, 99% of those people don't even have it written down. So just something very simple. It's something I see with my clients and people that I work with. This is good. Growth include. Yeah. Okay. I found that all this existential anxiety about money and stuff goes away when one does a lot of physical labor and exercise. Absolutely. I mean, or meditation or anything. But the thing is, you can't avoid it. Like, existential anxiety about money and stuff. I would say the people don't have a problem with money or existential stuff. The person has a problem with their focus. If you feel anxiety, you only feel anxiety because of your thoughts. And your thoughts make you think of certain things, which makes you feel a certain way. That's it. And just as a little brain teaser, a little mind blower for you guys, if you are in my group coaching, we talk about this a lot. But so many of you all who have anxiety about your thoughts is because you really think your thoughts are true. You really believe what you think is true. Like, oh my gosh, I'm about to go broke, be homeless on the street. I talked to someone the other day about this. I'm gonna be homeless on the street. It's what you fear every day. that's what you focus on. So of course you're going to feel anxiety. I feel anxiety too, or not even really, because I mean, homeless on the street isn't as bad. You're still alive and people still care about you. So it's not even the worst, but in your mind, your focus, number one, is on homelessness. And what it means to you is that I'm a failure and no one loves me. It's those two things together that creates that full anxiety sandwich. And the question I always pose to people in group coaching, you guys know this, is that, like, you're not your thoughts, my friends. We'll put it like this. If you're your thoughts, okay, if you are your thoughts, then tell me this. If you're your thoughts, then who's the one who hears them? Interesting. Let's go back to Bali again. Maria, I love that. We need to go back to Bali again. Hopefully soon. Hopefully soon. Have a few things I have to do in a couple other countries first, but definitely want to get back to Bali. I miss my dogs. I miss my house. I think about it every time. Every time I pay my rent in Bali, I think about it every time. Like, I gotta get back. Were you also helping people in the countries you visited while you were a pro? Yeah, I did, Sean. I did not as much as I did when I was traveling full time or when I was just traveling in general. Because as a pro, we did a lot to help the community in just what we did. Because I found that being a pro, we helped a lot of people by giving our time. When I wasn't a pro and I was traveling around, I could give people money, have conversations with them. But as a pro, really our time means so much to people because of the position that we're in as a professional. As a professional, they admire us and they look up to us. So us going into a hospital or us going into to show up for a bunch of kids and their training and watch them and cheer them on, it means a lot. And there's moments they won't forget. Giving away my shoes after the games, signing autographs after every game, that means a lot. So as a pro, it was almost like it was built into our everyday life. It's just what you do. You take a selfie with someone and it makes their entire day. But I was not into investing as a pro. I wasn't into it as much. I had things invested, but I wasn't as into it, like automated every month. I wasn't into it because I didn't have the knowledge back then. And I was so focused on just living my life and having fun and meeting people and learning new languages and being a pro athlete, because I think people forgot, like, I was actually, like, I'm a pro, like, I'm paid to do this. They pay my visa, they pay my house, they pay my car, they pay me a salary, and they expect me to come out and perform. They expect me to have 23 points a game, 10 rebounds, which is what I did my whole career. And there was a reason I did it, because I always focused. And for me, during that time period of playing, there were certain things that I had to do to keep myself mentally stable. And because I was alone a lot of that time, I lived by myself and I didn't really see my family, I partied a lot. Party was the way that I was able to release and meet people. And that's what I did a lot. So a lot of my time was invested in that. Do I agree with how I was back then? I look at Luke back then doing the best he knew with what he had. That's how I look at it. Let's see. Hello, what's up, Ethan? What is faith for you? Faith is, I say faith is sprinting when the distance is unknown. That's it. It's that simple, faith. Like, people think faith is like, well, when I see something, I'll believe it. Like, faith is when you see nothing. That's when your faith becomes active. When all the lights are off, now you can see if that candle of faith is shining. I think sometimes we don't need faith. Like, faith isn't that, it's a muscle. Like, you don't need faith if you have a job. Like, I worked 45 hours this week. I'm getting paid this week. I don't need faith. But as an entrepreneur or someone traveling, you need to have faith that I believe in this product. I believe in myself. I believe in what I'm doing. And that's going to bring in money. And because I believe that, the actions that I take are in line with my belief. So I have my belief, then my actions, and then my results. So I believe that, where it's required because you don't see it yet. So that's how I look at it, like that. Simple answer. I would, if I had to explain to a child, because often I have my clients and people that I talk to, if you can't explain to a 5-year-old, you don't know it. Faith is believing something when no one else does. Desire to change has to be strong enough to allow one to make sacrifices in order not to stay the same. Absolutely, John. That's it. People are where they are because of what they're willing to sacrifice. I can look at someone's body and see exactly where they're at sacrificing wise. Like, are you able to sacrifice a Coca-Cola to have a better body. Like that depends on your values. So you need to have your values structured in a way that health is number one for me. If health is number 10 on your list of values, Project Alpha, I ran a program. If you guys want to go my programs, Project Alpha talked all about this. It was a 9-week program I ran with some amazing people. It was one of my first programs that people actually brought from me at a price point of hundreds of dollars where I didn't think anyone would ever even pay that much to me. And that's what sparked everything. But yeah, we reorder your list of values because most people don't realize where their values are, and I think that people don't know their values and what they want. And it's all those things together that create problems in your mind. And all 18 of you here, I can give you a question right now and I'll show you exactly what I mean, just to give you a very simple example. And I do this with a lot of people. So I love to hear your results. But I want you to think of right now, everybody in your mind, okay? I want you to think and count on your fingers the top 5 most important people in your life. So you can do like mom, dad, but you don't have to do family and then friends. Like, no, top 5 people in your life. I want you to think about that right now. If you can write it, you can write it out in the chat if you want to, or you can just write down a piece of paper. This will show you what I'm talking about. Okay. Yeah. So this is like group coaching. This is like a group coaching session. So you guys got it? 5 people that you care about most in the world, okay? Now, if you guys were in my group coaching, you would have been writing it down so you can't cheat. But I want to ask you a question. Now that you know those top 5 people that you've written down who are the most important in your life, tell me this. Tell me this. Get close to the mic. Were you on that list? And if you were on the list, where were you at on that list? We don't think about it. Our needs, what we want, what makes us happy, we don't think about it. Our society pushes us to you fulfill our needs, the company's needs, the business's needs. So people don't put themselves first. So when I talk to people who are over 50, I see a real big difference. That's why I start targeting people over 50, because there's a big difference. Over 50, they've been doing something for so long, it's so hard to get them to change. They have the money, they have the time, but they just don't have the desire anymore. It's worn out. Where people under it, they just are so used to fulfilling everyone else's needs, people pleasing, wanting to do all this kind of stuff. They don't even think about themselves, but they're on track to not even know what they want. Most of the time when I ask people this question in a clarity call, they usually, number one, take a minute or 2 minutes to say what are 5 things that make them happy. Or number 2, they usually start crying at number 3 because they don't even know what makes them happy. So it's just a simple test to see how society has made us think. And not even society, it's not society's fault. Like, it's built for a certain reason. It's our fault for not being aware of it. But now that you've seen this video and you're here, you are aware of it. So now it all changes just like that. Okay. If this 5 to 7K will help to unlock someone and give them permission to do stuff, then it will be well worth it for the person. Absolutely. 100%. 100%. Absolutely. I mean, there's ways they can do it for even less. If you watch enough stuff and fix it. Like, I want to start now. That's why all my Amazon books, I made them 99 cents, because I just want to start giving you guys all this information. Because when I'm coaching people in a one-on-one, I'm not giving them this information. We're implementing things. So like, my strategy now in my life is to give away everything. And what people pay me for is to implementation, because you can have everything, because information is not transformation. I'll give you all this information, but it's not transformation. Information is not transformation. There's actions you need to take. There's things that you don't see that you need someone outside you to see. It doesn't have to be me. It could be someone else. I can sit down here with every single one of you and ask you what you think about me, and you'll see things in me that I don't even see in me. That's the power of it. And I work with people who are willing to do that. Back in the day, I charged people a lot less, but people pay attention to what they pay for. Okay. Learned a lot of lessons. Hi, Luke, enjoying these live videos. Very true point. Oh, thank you so much, Natalie. I appreciate it. Thank you. I think I've seen a comment from you before. Welcome. So glad you're here. Hello, Luke. Oh yeah, I'm going to post something here. I just saw it. I got to repost it again. Guys, I made all of my books on Amazon, by the way. Little announcement, because I just finished my latest book. I put in the copyright, so they're like copywriting it now. and then it's going to be uploaded. It's going to be uploaded to Kindle. I'm waiting for the book cover to be done tomorrow, so I'm hoping it can be out soon. And that book is going to be out as well. I'll probably announce it to my email list first, but then I'll allow you guys to get it. It's going to be the best thing. It's the best thing I've written so far. Whoa, what's up, GB? Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And thank you for being a part of my channel, joining. I appreciate the support. Luke, when in Poland, any advice on renting a place? Is it better to rent over there than Airbnb? I probably can't say this legally. So let's just say a little birdie told me that you could rent on Airbnb for a couple days. And if you like it, someone told me you could even maybe message the person and pay them less off Airbnb. I don't know. I just hear skepticism about stuff like that. But no, I just rented. I rented everything on Booking. Booking.com is how I book everything. I use Airbnb sometimes. Most of the time, I don't really use it so much. I guess at the point, I'm just very different. Like when I'm in a place, I don't care where I stay. Even to this day, like even where I stay, I don't need like fancy places. I just stay in something simple. And I would just stay in hostels when I was in Poland. If I needed a private place, most of the time I would just find it on Booking most of the time. Warsaw specifically, and so many places. Just ask people around in Warsaw. Everyone's so friendly there. Got it. Yeah. Yes, though I had 4 people and those one is a dog. Yeah, nice. But you were on the list. That's okay. That's okay. If you're on that list, that's great. That's great. And appreciate it, everyone. Thank you for being here. Thank you all for watching. I'm a little bit tired. We've been on here for a while. I wanted to jump on here for 5 minutes, but wanted to give you guys as much value as I can. And that's kind of it, guys. You guys are looking for some help, some clarity. One thing I have done is I want to start giving a lot more stuff away. And I've realized that I don't want to undermine my own value. So in ways that I can give away things that don't require more of my time to lower the price on or to give away, it's what I do. So I put a link there, all my Amazon books, they're all 99 cents. Check them out. Please leave a review. There's a lot of 5-star reviews. So people kind of liked it. So appreciate it. And yeah, that's kind of it, guys. If I can help you out, let me know. If you haven't joined Your Skills Academy, it's a free school that I created just to kind of help you guys, and so much content on there, as well as courses people donate to me. If you guys are really interested, I've made a discount right now for the next couple of days for people who really want to join the group coaching. You can get in the group coaching now for $97. That's all linked in the description. Clarity calls, those are always free with an offer at the end if the person's the right fit. I'm only giving one of those away on this call. So if you just send me an email, first person send me an email, I'll give it to you. And anything else that I have to offer? That's kind of it, guys. That's it. Other videos, any suggestions you guys want to see on videos, just let me know. And on that, guys, I'm off to ride my motorcycle into the mountains. I always take my machete, though, so don't worry. I'm in good hands. Take care, guys. Love you, love you, love you. See ya in the next video, probably tomorrow. Take care. Work hard, be brave. Yeah, you know.